What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lonnie from FlightSim Gaming. Thank you for everybody who is watching my content, liking and supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate that. This channel is slowly growing. Always love that. So thank you to everybody who is a part of that. Today we are doing a flight from London Heathrow to Zurich, Switzerland. We are flying with Swiss Airlines today. I believe a couple different airlines fly to Zurich from London Heathrow, but we are in the A320-200. It's the Fenix A320, not the fly-by-wire A320neo. I know Swiss flies the neos into Zurich from London Heathrow, but you know, the Fenix A320 is my preferred Airbus A320. So here we are, we're flying with Swiss Airlines today. It's late morning here in London Heathrow. It's almost 12 o'clock local time. As you can see, it's pretty overcast outside. So it should make for you know, a pretty scenic departure. This is the Builds London Heathrow Airport. I believe, I'm not sure which version this is, but this is the most updated version of this airport that was provided by Builds, I believe, late this week. We are flying into FS Dream Team's Zurich, Switzerland Airport. That'll be fun. You know, without further ado, let's jump inside the cockpit. I already got the battery switched on. APU, as you can hear, is running. And we got GSX doing GSX things. We are not flying on FlightSim today. I have been trying to work out how to input the FlightSim audio into the actual videos, and I finally got that down. Hopefully within the next few videos we'll have some FlightSim ATC going on. FlightSim's always fun. I have about 150 hours flown on FlightSim. I am pretty comfortable for the most part, so I'm not too worried about that. I was having issues getting the audio to sync into the actual gameplay. But anyways, let's jump inside the cockpit here. As you can see, I already got you know, the overhead panel here going on. I already got the external power on, battery 1 and 2 switched on, APU master switch was select on. Oxygen has been supplied to the crew. We turned on our ADIR so they're in nav positions and set some lights. We have GSX loading us up at the moment. Just going to quickly check my throttles. I had some issues my last flight with reverse thrust. Looks like everything's okay. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to check to see. There we go. Yes, the nav data is current. There was an update. I believe it was on the 26th of January. So for everybody that hasn't updated their nav data, please go do that. You'll have the most current stuff. Come over to the ATSU page. We're going to init data request. Flight number today is Swiss Airlines, or Swiss 345. It is a real world flight flown by Swiss from London Heathrow. Generally it's in the A320neo, but it is what it is. Do we have company message yet? No, we don't. Okay. Come over to the init tab here. We're going to init request once again. And we are Swiss 345. We're going to run over to SimBrief and we're going to see what the cost index is. Okay, we're flying, cruise flight is flight level 290, cost index of 31. Cost index of 31, cruise is flight level 290. It is a short flight, it's about an hour and 10 minutes once we get airborne. I'm going to come back over to the EFB. And we are going to input some stuff in here. Import SimBrief. Come over to the mass and balance page and we're going to load the aircraft instant. That'll give us our fuel weight and balances. So we have a zero fuel weight of 60.8, 31.2, 60.8, 31.2. So we'll come back over here and we'll input that. 60.8, 31.2. Block fuel for today's flight looks like it's 7.5. Put that in there. We'll come over to the flight plan page. We are departing from runway 27 left today. I believe it's the Maxi 1 Golf departure. We'll insert that there. We'll come over to the Navigraph charts here. This is the in-game panel. It has been updated. The previous videos I had the old version of this, but I'm glad that they've updated this. Let's quickly go look at the weather information here. The METAR, what do we have? We have the winds 250 at 09, broken at 1000, broken at 1500, overcast 2000s, 9 degrees, QNH 1024. Put that in there. And we're going to look at the departure chart here. That little ding is because the barrow, where do I find it here, is not linked. There we go, now it's linked. Great. The Maxit 1 Golf departure. Let's have a look and see. What are we doing here? Okay, Transalt 6000, that's great. Let's come down here and let's read our routing. 27 left, Maxit 1 Golf. Straight ahead, intercept London, radial 240. Turn left, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we have, it looks like we have a altitude restraint at Maxit. So we are going to set our departure altitude to 6,000 feet. We'll put that in there. Clear our warning pages here. I am going to go ahead and put in our arrival at Zurich. We are expecting ILS 14, ILS 14. And let's come back over to SimBrief. Let's see what our arrival is. I think it's the BLM 3 Golf, and it is BLM 3 Golf into Zurich. I'm going to see if there's any crazy discons, as there might be. And it looks like we are flying directly into and no vectors. That's great. You can see our constraints there. Company message. Pretty cool how the Fenix A320 does things like that. Must be our load sheets. Yep, and it is. We'll go ahead and accept that. We'll set this to Unicom. Turn these things on. We're going to squawk, let's see, 3, 4, 5. That's great. We'll lock up the cabin. We already have fuel on board. We'll go ahead and put our fuel pumps on. Let's set this. We are at gate 219. I believe this flight departed from this gate, and we will go to the arriving gate back in Zurich. I'm not sure why the map is not loading there, but that's okay. We can always come in here, come to our charts, taxi charts, and we'll look to see our taxi routing for today's flight. It's going to be a short taxi. As you can see, we are pretty much beside the runway. So we're going to push back. It's going to be nose left, tail to the right on Kilo. And we're going to go Kilo, turn left onto Alpha. Alpha will probably make a right onto November 2 Whiskey, and we'll hold short there. Close that. And it looks like we got one last thing going in here. And boarding has been complete. Come over to the performance tab, and we're going to put in our V speeds. So we are departing London Heathrow, 27 left. It is dry. We'll sync load sheets. Weather conditions, flap config optimal. Let's put it to flaps 1. Weather conditions, we'll sync live weather, 9 degrees, QNH of 1024, winds 250 at 09. We're going to calculate. V1 is 155, VR 155, V2 157, 155, 155, 3157. We are flaps 1, flex is 64. Engine out 1080. I'll plug that in there. Transition out is 6000. Here in London Heathrow, all is swell, all is well. Let's come up here to the overhead panel. We'll go ahead and put our APU bleed on, and we'll disconnect from ground power. And we'll come back over to the Fenix tab here. We'll go to the ground services, and we're going to close the door, get rid of the GPU and chocks and cones, and we'll come back to the GSX tab, and we are going to prepare for pushback. And I think I got everything down pat. If anybody's wondering the performance at this airport right now, you know, with my setup, I have a i9 11th gen with RTX 3080. I'm getting about 40 FPS sitting in this cockpit. I wanted to purchase the, I think it's the Just Flight AI traffic. Okay, select pushback. Nose left, tail right. But I'm just worried about performance, to be honest with you. Flying on VATSIM with the FSLTL traffic injector, I don't really notice too much of a performance loss on my end, but you know, if anybody's wondering, since any builds update here at London Heathrow, there isn't much, or I'm not finding much performance improvement. It is still very flyable. You know, we're getting the high 30s, low 40s. Once we get up in the air, you know, we'll see 60, 70, 80 FPS, which is always great. Okay, engine start, switch to the start position, and we'll go ahead and select engine 2. See, looking at this aircraft right now, I'm getting about 32 FPS. Performance is not that great here, but this is a step up from the default London Heathrow. And it looks like we got a Concorde sitting back there. I've never actually seen that aircraft there. I believe this aircraft actually is parked there at the real airport. I could be wrong. It's pretty cool to see. Really cool to see. Okay. Go ahead and start engine number 1. One thing I didn't do was I didn't put my beacon light on. Okay, we are not perfect. I am not a real-world pilot. I am a real-world mechanic. Automotive mechanic. I like to keep our charts up there while we taxi. Makes things very easy. As you can see, we're going to go Kilo to Alpha, make a left on Alpha, hold short of November 2 Whiskey, which is right here, and then we'll get onto the runway. Okay, engines are running. We'll go ahead and we will disconnect the APU. Taxi lights will go on. Come over here. Auto brake will be max. We will set flaps 1. Arm our spoilers, and we'll set the engine start switch to the norm position. Left is clear, right is clear. We'll wait for the go-ahead from GSX. It will be the second left on kilo. She's got the bypass pin in her hand. She's waving to us. All right. Let's check our takeoff config here. Make sure we got no blue. Takeoff config is normal. That's what I like to see. Looks like November 2 Whiskey is the second right. Massive stutters. Massive. Go ahead and put our lights on. No. No. Not sure what's happening here. There we go. We'll line up. Looks like we're getting a little bit of precipitation now. That's okay. Okay, throttles to 40%. Fix the brakes. Flex set. Maintain center line. 80 knots. Maintain center line. There we go. V1. Rotate. here is going up. And follow flight directors here. Let's turn the brightness down a little bit on that. Pitch up at about 15 degrees in the A320. Boeing 737, I think we're about 20. Could be wrong. Somebody can correct me on that. And I'll go ahead and switch autopilot on. Start our left turn. Throttles to the climb detent. And we'll speed up. Turn off our nose lights and the runways. Cloudy. Very cloudy. Qatar had said that the broken clouds doesn't look too broken. We'll go ahead, flaps 1. Get rid of the ground spoilers. Disarm is the correct term. There are no speed restraints on this departure. We do have an altitude restraint at a max hit for 6,000. We must maintain flight level 60. Once we pass that waypoint, then we will have an open climb up to flight level 290, which is our cruising altitude for this afternoon's flight. Hope everybody is enjoying the content. I've been having some fun lately with you know, making some videos on my days off, and you know, flight simming is something that I like to do on my spare time. I do have a family, I do have kids, so you know, whenever they're out and about or having a nap or whatnot, I jump up on here and fly. And I just recently decided to post some videos of some of the flights that I do. I try to make it as real world as possible. I understand some people might have some discrepancies with some of the things that I do. Everything that I've learned while flying in some of these aircrafts, I've learned from YouTube. Captain Canada being one of them that I watch a lot. He doesn't really provide how-to videos. He flies live on his page, and you know, personally, I believe he is the most realistic flight simmer that we have up on YouTube. So I do apologize again. Some of the stuff that I'm doing is not real world, but typically we like to fly real world flights, real world gate to gate departures and arrivals. And we are going to many different places in the world. This week we are in Europe. I have yet to fly into Zurich. I'm not sure which part of Switzerland has the scenic approach. I'm not sure if it's Geneva or if it's Zurich, but anyway, I have both airports. Our next flight will be from Geneva, probably to Pristina. M&M Simulations has come out with a brand new airport. It was on sale recently, and I did pick it up. So we will be doing some EasyJet ops from Geneva to Pristina, which will be cool. Pristina, I believe, is the capital of Albania. We are holding flight level, or 6,000 feet currently. And once we pass max hits, which we are now, I'll go ahead and set our altitude to 290 and open climb. Once we get above 6,000, I'll go ahead and switch to standard pressure. Not exactly sure why my speed is increasing at the moment. Yes, I know, speed limit exceeded. It's going back down. As a simulator, you know, sometimes these things happen. Okay, we got a massive wind shift change there. It's always fun. What are the winds? Winds are, we have a crosswind of 299 at 20 knots. It's nothing terrible for that wind to blow us around there. Nice little view as we climb out of London Heathrow. Really overcasty. Pretty cool. Coming up to 10,000 feet now. We'll go ahead and we will turn off our landing lights, wing lights, and release the cabin. And we'll maintain this flight all the way into Zurich. We should be picking up some speed now, which is great. Anyway, thanks for watching the first part of this video, and I will monitor this flight all the way into Switzerland. We'll be crossing the water shortly into mainland Europe. But anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna post a 1.5 minute quick little montage of the aircraft at cruising altitude, and I'll catch you guys as we start descending on the approach into Zurich. Thanks for watching. See ya! Welcome back, everybody. We are currently descending onto the arrival for Zurich. We're heading down to 4,000 feet, currently at flight level 120 as we approach 10,000 feet here. Let's go ahead and we'll look at our approach here for Zurich. We are on the BLM-3 Golf or RNAV arrival into Zurich. We have a couple restraints, no speed restraints, only at 10,000, but we do have some altitude restraints here. We are approaching a GIPL at 7,000, and then we'll follow the plan for the actual approach. We are expecting ILS 14, runway 14. Let me turn on the landing lights here and the wing lights on our landing systems. We are expecting ILS 14 for Zurich. I did plug in the destination data. So we have a QNH of 1026, temp 0 degrees. The winds are 300 at 3, relatively calm. Trans level 7,000 feet. And our minimums is 1602 for ILS 14 heading into Zurich. Frequency for the ILS is 111.75. So far the flight's been pretty good, nothing too crazy. We are going to be turning into a headwind here in a moment, and as you can see, there are some clouds out there, but for the most part everything's going smooth. No issues with the aircraft. We are expecting, I'll tell you the gate right now. The gate, I believe, is going to be Bravo 35, and the reason for that gate is because that is where the aircraft arrived to in Zurich. Okay, so my Navigraph charts here have frozen up a little bit. It's not a big deal. Try to restart that. always lags every time I open this up. Let's see if it'll load it smoother. There we go. So we're going to be landing on this runway here, runway 14, and then we're going to taxi probably Charlie, Juliet, wow, it's really blurry. I believe our gates are over here, Block B. For a reason, this is very blurry. Anyway, let's concentrate on flying, guys. We're almost in Zurich, and what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and set the auto brake to low, and we'll activate approach very soon. It's looking good. About 16.5 nautical miles from the airport. Actually, I'll just activate the approach phase now. See if our charts here are going to behave. And they don't want to behave. That's always great. It's okay, I always have a backup. Just in case. Plane's doing some weird things right now. It's bobbing up and down. We are approaching 7,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and shortly we are going to set our barrel. And it is going to be 10:26. Go ahead and do that now. Stop playing with me. There we go. Both sides. Great. And we're getting a little high on the approach here. Let's see if it brings us back down. And it is. That's great stuff. Speed increasing, not sure why. We should be at green dot speed. If you're liking the content, please like the video and subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate that. We are trying to do Sim Market gift voucher giveaways. We did pull in some subscribers. The problem is I cannot see who they are. So, you know, when it comes to doing the actual giveaway, there's going to be issues because we need your subscriptions set to public. This way I can, you know, throw you guys into the draw. So we get some subscribers, we'll go ahead and we'll start doing those. Coming up 10 nautical miles from the airport. I'll go ahead and I will set the approach as this comes in. The localizer will follow us down. Gonna go ahead, flaps 1. Full armor ground spoilers. Okay, it looks like Navigraph has behaved itself. We are expecting this gate over here, Bravo 35. We'll see what happens. Before I forget, I gotta see what our go-around altitude is. I want to say it's 4,000, but we need to be sure. Just approach, initial climb clearance of 4,000. Perfect. Oh my goodness, the winds are just absolutely destroying me right now. It's been doing that, you know, for the most part, the whole flight. We'll go ahead, flaps 2. Not sure what all that's about. We are on glide slope now, so we'll go ahead and turn the rest of our lights on here. Aircraft slowing down, flaps 2. Go ahead, flaps 3. Gear down. aircraft should be dropping off speed. Very bumpy coming into Zurich. We do have a crosswind, about 8 knots. Hopefully that's not going to kill us as we land. Wow, look at the grass and the scenery. This is very nice. What's in front of us? Is that the Swiss Alps? Not too sure, to be honest. Flaps full. Okay, we got gear down, 3 green, flaps full. The spoilers are armed. Our signs and lights are on. We'll go ahead and stabilize here for the approach. Everything's bouncing around. You know, the winds are relatively calm for the most part. It's crazy here, but anyway. 1,000 feet, we'll go ahead and we will disconnect autopilot and we will land this bird. Like I said, the last time I had issues with reverse thrust, so we'll see what happens. 1,000 feet, my airplane. Pretty bumpy. A little high up on the approach there. Let's get her back down. We need 2 whites, 2 reds. I see 2 whites, 2 reds. Okay, we're getting a little low here.
500.
Check. Whites, 2 reds. Okay. Good.
100 above.
Check.
Minimum.
Continue. Landing.
$100.
Flight slope.
Disregard.
Flight slope.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
Oh, loading. Not sure if that was a bounce there. Felt like it went down. Anyway. Maybe knots. Everybody, welcome to Zurich, Switzerland. And we'll go ahead and grab the high speed here. Open up our charts. This is going to be Hotel 1. Very nice. If I had to guess, landing rate, it's got to be a solid 200. Maybe a bounce, I don't know. We'll have to check the replay. Anyway, landing lights off, runway turns, wing lights off, and set to taxi. Spool up the APU. Slow in flaps, ground spoilers, and we'll open up our charts again. And we're going to make a left here onto Hotel, I think. We'll open up GSX, and we'll see if we can get Bravo 35. Parking. Gate A, Gate B. Cannot get Bravo 35, so we'll go 33 instead. Request follow me. Nope. And we'll do Swissport International. Quite the long taxi here, but that's okay. We get to see this beautiful scenery done by FS Dream Team. Performance is not too bad. Can't complain. So make sure I gotta turn right here. And yes, I do. Performance isn't too bad. Right now I'm getting about 38 FPS, sorry, 35 FPS. You know, minus the video recording software and Navigraph being open, I should probably get the 40s. But this scenery is very nicely done. You can get this scenery at Sim Market. I think I bought this one through the marketplace in Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm not sure the cost. I think it's relatively cheap. It's probably like less than 15 euro. Not too sure. Anyway, we're on Juliet. We're gonna go Juliet. We're gonna cross runway. What is that? 26, 28. We're gonna take it to Alpha. Hang a left. Sorry, hang a right on Alpha. Down to Foxtrot into our terminal down here. So quite the ways to go. Go ahead and speed up a little bit here. Have a look outside. Good, looks good. Should be coming up on Bravo. Stay on Juliet. We're going to cross runway 28. Watch out, Tug. You're going to get run over, buddy. Yeah, perfect. Stop right there. I like that. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, I think he wants to race. Crossing runway 28, we'll make a right onto Alpha to Foxtrot. Our next flight will be from Geneva into Pristina, Albania. That should be fun. I've wanted to do this flight for a little bit. You know, one of the major flights into Pristina is from Geneva with EasyJet. So, looking forward to that. That flight should be posted, you know, within a couple days after this one goes live. And we will be back in the Fenix A320. We're not flying the Neo. That flight is flown with a 200, so that should be great. Hopefully within a week or so, we'll jump back into the PMDG 737. We will be back in North America, probably flying. I want to do some Canadian flights, you know, whether it's with Flair Airlines or Swoop or even Sunwing. We'll see. We're going to be flying out of Toronto. One of the flights that I wanted to do was Toronto to Winnipeg in the probably in the 737-800. The Winnipeg scenery that I have is from Sim Addons. Sim Addons, you will not find their stuff on Sim Market. You have to go to their actual website, simaddons.com, I believe. I believe the gentleman's name is Ralph, who does all the scenery by himself. Scenery is great quality scenery. Performance is great. Price, you know, price is pretty high for some of his stuff, but all in all, we don't have many airports in Canada, and he only exclusively does scenery for Canada. You'll find everything from, you know, out west, up north to out east, which is pretty cool. So we'll get a flight going there. We will confirm. We are on Foxtrot. We're going to take it to November, and we're going to find our gate. Looks like we are going right over there. A little bit fast here, so we'll go ahead and slow it down. Hopefully soon the A330 Aerosoft will come out. I'm looking forward to doing some good long range, long haul flights. You know, we have to wait a little bit for the PMDG 777. You know, I'm not sure when that one's coming out, but hopefully before summertime. That would be pretty good. We're still waiting on the 737-900. We're still waiting on the EFB. We are looking for Bravo 33. But yeah, no, we'll do some, you know, transatlantic flights, trans-Pacific, what have you. That'll be pretty fun. But hopefully soon that A330 can come out. We can hop in that. There's plenty of flights to do in the A330. Lots in Europe we can do. I think even in Asia. Definitely North America or Canada does fly. The A330. Bravo 33 is right there. Go ahead and we'll turn our taxi lights off. Should have a marshaller there. We'll see. Not sure what you call this, but it's always nice to have that. Looks like we're dead center. I think. I'm not going to trust the distance thing there. We're going to get this thing right up as close as we can to that tug. Go ahead and park there. Let's come up top. APU bleed goes on. Engine 1, engine 2 is going off. And game is acting kind of crazy at the moment. And we will request deboarding. And there you have it, everybody. Beautiful flight from London Heathrow to Zurich, Switzerland. The Fenix A320. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Please like and subscribe if you have not. And check back for more content. You can also catch me on my Instagram page. I do post pictures here and there of certain flights that I do. That's FlightSim Gaming on Instagram. And follow if you haven't. Anyway, I'm going to get ready for the next flight. Hope everybody had a great time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you shortly. Enjoy it.